Hey Rockstars, Master Ray here. Today's lesson we're going to be going over 3 basic blocks. Now these are what we're going to teach you at white belt level, and these are the blocks necessary to learn to move up to yellow belt level. So far we've learned how to punch, we've learned how to kick, we've learned how to use stances, but the blocks are for self-protection. These are for self-defense, to protect yourself. That is the most important lesson of martial arts, is to be able to protect yourself and protect your friends and family, right? Okay, we're not out to look to hurt anybody, we're look to protect ourselves and get out of a bad situation if need be, okay? So the first block we're gonna learn is called a low block. So if I was in my sparring stance, a low block would be designed to protect my ribs, my stomach, the side, the liver over here, okay? So this is called a low block. But when we do it in traditional sense, we use a chamber. Just like we chamber for the punch, we're going to chamber for a low block. Okay, so we're going to do that now. Let's take our right hand, raise it up in the air, make a really tight fist. I want you to put it across your face. So it's actually going to go from this side over to the other ear. So whenever a low block's thrown, we want to throw it from the top position. My chambering hand, the one that's going to come back to my hip, goes in my armpit. Okay, and we won't worry about which way the hands turn right at the moment, but later on that will be important. Okay, but for now, what I want you to do is just leave this hand in the armpit and bring this hand down and sweep it in front of your stomach. One thing we don't want to do is come over the top and down. That's not a low block, because what will happen is if the technique's coming this way and we go over it, we're going to miss it, right? So for instance, somebody's trying to kick us in the belly, we want to block it this way. We want to sweep it out of the way, okay? At the same time, my other hand's pulling back to my hip, remember, 1 inch above my belt. So we'll take the right hand, make a tight fist, put it up by my ear. So it's just like I'm coughing into my elbow. My other hand is underneath in the armpit. And let's just do a few of them nice and slow. Okay, so ready? So while this hand's pulling back, this hand's coming down. Here we go. Ready? 1. Just nice and easy, nice and slow. Just work on the technique. You want to understand how to deliver the technique. Here we go. Ready? 2. Good. All right. Make sure that hand's 1 inch above the belt. This hand's straight at the end. Ready? 1 more time, and 3. All right. So you kind of understand how to do that. If you don't, you can always rewind the video, do it a few more times until you get it. But let's try our left hand. So raise your left hand. Now make a tight fist, and let's put it to the other ear. So to our right ear. Okay. So again, just like we're coughing into our elbow, other hand goes into our hip. And we're going to block downwards. Does that make sense? So let's try it again. Ready? Cross and block. Make sure to sweep in front of your stomach. Chamber. 1. Coming down. Make sure this hand ends up here. You don't want it over here or down here. You want it chambered and ready to punch if you need to. Ready? Cross those arms. And 2. Excellent job. Let's do 1 more. Cross. Make sure, what I always think about when I'm doing this is I try to cross my elbows. I try to give myself a big hug and then block down. 3. Okay, nice job. So now we're going to make it a little bit more realistic, and what I want you to think about when the technique, or when you're delivering the technique, is that something's coming towards you. So for instance, let's pretend like a front kick. Somebody's going to try to kick us in the belly. What would we do? Do we just stand there and get kicked? Well, probably not. We've got 2 options. We can get back and get out of the way, or if we don't have time to do that, we can block. And what I want you to do is focus on blocking. Okay, so let's raise our left hand again. Remember, it goes up by the ear, like you're going to cough into your elbow. Bring this hand underneath. Now, when I say 1, it's going to come at you fast. I want you to imagine a kick is coming at you, and you have to be super fast. Here we go. Ready? When I say go, block down. Ready? 1, go. Good. All right. So that guy almost got you, but we got to be a little bit quicker. Here we go. Ready? 2. Excellent. 1 more time. And 3. Great job. Now, let's do the left hand. Cross up on top. Other hand goes underneath. So remember, coughing into my elbow, that's the one I'm going to block with. This one over here. Ready? 1. Oh, almost got me. I got to be super fast, guys. Here we go. Ready? 2. Excellent. 1 more time. And let's beat as fast as we can. Ready, set, go. 3. Awesome. I try to trick you guys, but you're too smart for me. All right, good job. So now we've got our low block down. So the next block we're going to do is called an inner forearm block. So today we're going to cover low, medium, and high. This is kind of our medium block, but there's 2 different ways to deliver this technique. I can do inner forearm block. This is my forearm, and it's called an inner forearm block. The way I remember this is my hand is facing in towards me when I'm all done. And what it's doing is blocking my face, okay? So you can see my hand coming across my face. So if a punch was coming straight from my nose, I can take my hand and block it out of the way, okay? Just like a low block's protecting my stomach, inner forearm block is protecting my nose or the front of my face or even my throat. Okay, so inner forearm block, but the other way to do is called an outer forearm block. That means my palm is facing towards the camera, facing towards you. But today we're going to turn our palm in, we're going to hide our palm, and we're going to do inner forearm block. Okay, so remember the low block came from the ear, came from the top position where my other hand was underneath. Now this one's backwards. Now this one's underneath and the other one's on top. I know it's kind of crazy, it's kind of weird, but trust me, the more you do this, the more you'll get used to it and the more it'll make sense as time goes on. Now these are also blocks that we're going to do inside of our form, which is coming up in a couple of lessons as well. Okay, so we're going to take this hand, make a tight fist. This is our right hand, and this time we're going to stick it in our armpit. Okay, my other hand's a tight fist. It's going to go up on my ear. So the one that's in my armpit, my right hand, is going to be the one that blocks. Okay, so let's do it without even moving this hand. So the one in the armpit, all I want you to do is get to here. What I want you to think about is you're making a big muscle. Okay, now when you're all done, I have to be able to see over those knuckles. I don't want them too low because then I won't block the technique. I want to block it here, and then when I'm done, I don't want to block my own vision. I want to be able to see who's coming at me. So I'm blocking, and then when I'm all done, I should be able to see over those knuckles. Here we go. Ready? So when I say go, we're going to go nice and easy. We'll end up in this position. Ready? Chamber. And 1. Excellent. Make sure this elbow is nice and tight and all the way back. Cross. Remember, it's in the armpit. It's not on top. It's in the armpit. Ready? Block. That's 2. Let's do 1 more. Chamber. And 3. Excellent job, everybody. Okay, now let's take our right hand, make a tight fist. Now, where is it going to go? Is it going to go in my ear or in my armpit? That's right, it's going in my armpit this time. My other hand goes to my ear. Okay, now when I say go, we're going to squeeze. We're going to come across. Remember, this hand is sweeping in front of my face. The punch is coming for my nose, and I want to block it out of the way. At this same time, this hand's getting chambered because what? I need to be able to punch, or I need to be able to do another technique if I need to. Okay? So here we go. Left hand up in the air, make a tight fist, put it in the armpit, the other hand goes on top. Now when I say go, we're going to sweep it in front and end up in this position. Ready? Chamber. 1. Chamber. 2. Excellent. Make it nice and strong. Don't be weak. Be strong. Ready? Last 1 and 3. Excellent. Okay, so again, we're going to make it a little bit more realistic now. Now I want you to envision and imagine that the punch is coming straight for your nose. If you don't block it, it's going to hurt. So we're going to be fast, okay, and we're going to be strong. So raise that right hand, put it in your armpit. The other hand's on top. And when I say go, bring that hand across and end up in this position. Here we go. Ready? 1. Good. Just be nice and fast. Remember, speed equals power. 2. And stop right there. Don't go any farther and freeze when you're all done. Chamber. 3. Excellent job. Let's try our left hand. Left hand in the armpit, right hand on top. Remember, we're going to end up with our right hand, our left hand out. Ready? 1. Snap it. Here we go. 2. Good. 1 more, guys. And 3. Excellent job. Back to ready position and bow. Okay, very good. So we've got 1 more technique. Now the next technique is called a high block. So we've done low, we've done middle. Now we're going to come up high. We're going to protect the top of our head. So for instance, somebody was taking a hammer fist or a stick or any kind of object and trying to hit us on top of the head, we're going to use what's called a high block. Okay. Now there's a lot more blocks than just these three that I'm teaching you, but as a white belt, as a beginner level, we just want to learn the basics. We want to make sure we can protect our stomach, we can protect our nose, and we can protect the top of our head. Remember, what's inside here? Your brain. And what does your brain make you do? Everything. And if you get kicked in the head too many times like Master Ray, you get brain damage. So we don't want that to happen, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is just take your left hand, make a tight fist, and I just want you to end up in this position, pull this other hand back. Now, what I want you to think about is we're not blocking straight, and we're not blocking straight, we're blocking at an angle. In geometry terms, that's called a 45-degree angle, okay? That means my hand's this way. So what I want to do is when I'm blocking, I'm coming up in front of my face. I'm going to kind of go to the shoulder, and then I'm coming straight up and protecting, okay? So if something were to come down on top of my head, I'm blocking it, and if I come at an angle, hopefully it slides off, right? If I go this way, I got to take all of it. If I go this way, I'm going to miss it, but if I go in the middle and do an angle, I can deflect it and move it off to the side. That's what I want to do, is I want to move it off to the side and get out of danger. Okay, so here we go. Let's take your right hand and pull it back to your hip. Stick your left hand out. Now when I say go, what we're going to do is while I'm pulling this hand back, I'm going to cross. And this hand's kind of coming over to the shoulder here. So I'm kind of protecting myself here, and then I'm snapping upwards this way. Here we go. Ready? Let's do it nice and slow. Come across, so I'm at the shoulder, and then snap up and pull this hand back. Excellent. They're kind of tricky, I know. It's a lot to think about, and you will get much better at this, I promise. Here we go. Ready? Stick this hand out. So we're going to cross the arms, come up. Let's do it again. One more time. Cross and up. And again, if I'm going too fast for you, rewind the video, go back and practice a few more times before we move on to the next arm. And that's completely fine. That's the beauty of YouTube, is you can go back and watch it as many times as you need to, okay? So I just want to tell you guys, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Let's do our right hand. Our left hand. Sorry, I'm doing everything in the camera, so I'm backwards. So we're going to use our left hand. Pull your left hand back to your hip. Your right hand is out like this, okay? So now this time, I'm going to come in and make like an X. I'm bringing this hand to my shoulder, and then I'm coming up this way. Okay, so stick it out. This left hand is back. I'm crossing to my shoulder, and then straight up. Let's do it again. Cross, straight up. One more time. Cross, straight up. Okay, now here's the moment of truth. Here comes that stick. The bully on the street is going to come over with a stick and try to hit us on top of the head. What are we going to do? Are we going to sit there and get hit in the head? Say, no, sir. We're going to protect ourselves, right? We're going to either run, but if we can't run, we're going to block. Okay? So, take this hand, stick it out, pull this hand back. Now, when I say go, we're going to come up all in one motion. So, we're not going to go 1, 2. We're just going to go and be done. Here we go. Ready? Let's be fast. Remember, speed is power. Here we go. Ready? 1. Good. Let's end up right there, nice and strong. Chamber again. 2. Excellent. Make sure your arm is at a 45-degree angle, not straight like this, and not at a 90-degree angle. We want to be in the middle. This hand's back. One more time. 3. Excellent. Let's stick this hand back out like this. Pull this hand back to your hip. Now, when I say go, we're going to end up in this position. Ready? 1. Good. Let's be fast. 2. Faster. One more T. And 3. Excellent. Okay, let's back to ready position. And let's bow. I just want to tell you guys, doing such an awesome job. Keep up the good work. We've got another lesson coming up. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Toes together and bow.